Hello, everybody. I am Gwen, and I want to send you some encouragement to just kind of push through the last 2 weeks of 2020. Let me be the first to tell you that 2020 has been one interesting year, unprecedented. Definitely one to remember. But despite some of these challenges that we faced and that 2020 has brought, I've worked with clients this year who have started businesses. They're going back to school, reconnecting with family and significant others. They are saving money, getting new jobs, getting promotions, standing up to bullies. They are losing weight. They're finding their place in life, a life that they actually want to share with others. They're graduating, you name it, they did it. And some of them did it feeling unsupported. They did it in the midst of a double pandemic. They did it in the midst of a struggle, in the midst of fear, in the midst of frustration, exhaustion. And they did it in spite of unbelief, and whether it was their own unbelief or somebody else's. So let me share with you how they did it. They made a decision to act. ACT. So are you struggling and feeling stuck during this pandemic? Is the prolonged persistence and intensity of the double pandemic taking a toll on you and your motivation and your mood? One of the things that these pandemics have taught us or forced us to do is to take a more reflective look at ourselves and what we have going on in our lives. And some of us are finding that we don't really like what we see. Others are choosing, to ignore what they see. And yet and still some of us haven't taken a moment to really look. So regardless of which camp you're in, I really want to encourage you to act. ACT. Now, the A in ACT is going to stand for ask yourself some questions. Now, I want you to take some time and reflect about your life, not anybody else's or what anybody else can do or who else needs to hear this. Ask yourself a few questions. What am I grateful for? What part of my life am I most pleased with? What area of my life am I hiding or ignoring? Which area of my life might I need to work on? What do I want most out of life right now? So what do I want most out of life right now? What am I doing today that will help me prepare for tomorrow, next week, or next month? What can I do today that will help me or somebody else in some way in the future? How can I make the space in which I exist better for everyone, including myself? Now, those were some loaded questions. I get that. But sometimes when it doesn't look like your experiences are going to change, or we've been in a seemingly dry or lifeless season for so long, it's easy to become complacent or lose sight of what the future actually holds for us. We go through the motions every day on autopilot. Not really recognizing that our lives are changing before our very eyes, and a lot of times we're not changing with it. So if you become complacent and you're not doing anything meaningful or of value, start doing something. Take time to honestly answer those questions that we just asked and reflect on those answers daily and consider a plan of action to move forward productively. So another thing you could do if you're struggling or feeling stuck or to kind of push through the last 2 weeks of this year, you can create a new narrative and a new normal and be willing to change. Now, perhaps you might be in a bit of a funk, feeling tired, unmotivated, or just stuck. What's keeping you in that place? Consider, what are you thinking, saying, or doing during the day? When you wake up in the morning, what are your thoughts? What are you saying to yourself? For example, are you thinking, this is going to be an amazing day, something good is going to happen to me today? Or are you saying, I can't do this again today, another day without a job, I hate my life sucks? Or another day, I just pull the covers back over your head and just get back into bed and just want to start all over again tomorrow. I can't do this again today. You may need to change what you're thinking and tell yourself something different or do something different. Now, another consideration is, what are you listening to, watching, or eating all day? Are you listening to, watching, or eating junk all day? Are you mindlessly scrolling through social media, comparing your life to somebody else's highlights? Are you taking any medications that may be impacting your mood or motivation? And do those medications need to be adjusted? Now, all of those things can impact our motivation and how we feel. So what changes might you need to make? Chances are we are not going back to the way things were. And if you stay stuck, waiting, or trying to continue with life as it was before, and refuse to make any type of changes, you'll probably become frustrated and exhausted to no avail. So instead, consider, how can my life be a little bit better than it was before? What changes do I now have the opportunity to make that I probably needed to make years ago anyway? What connections can I make, or what relationships can I build now that I didn't see a need for previously, and that actually now might be beneficial? So what small steps can I take to get started? Who can I get to help me? So in creating this new narrative, talk yourself through the changes that you want to make, not out of the changes that you want to make. Again, we must consistently tell ourselves something different. Now, finally, if you are struggling or feeling stuck during this season and just need a push to get through the last 2 weeks of this month or this year, it's imperative that you take time to rest and reset. Now, for many of us, our days would go a lot better and would be a whole lot more productive if we started with the full tank. I know for me, I can tell that it is getting to be the end of the year because I'm tired. Now, I understand that there will be times when you don't get all the sleep that you need, or that you're going to have some restless nights or a trying day, but that shouldn't be the case every night and every day. How are you contributing to your lack of rest? I have to consistently consider, am I doing what I need to do or a whole lot of extra stuff? It is a blessing and a curse to be an overachiever sometimes. That's me. So, and yes, y'all, we wear a lot of hats and we have a lot of responsibilities, but what and who have you prioritized continuously over yourself and your rest? So I want to encourage you to hit the reset button. Our computers have one, our phones have one, and yes, we actually have one. For me, this might mean, walking away from everything for a minute, taking a hot shower, pausing to pray, listening to a song, or reading a scripture. What can you do to hit the reset button? So we don't function at our best when we need to rest and reset. We're easily irritated, agitated, angered, distracted, and we move a lot slower. So be intentional and take the time that you need to rest and hit the reset button. Now, if you need help with this or you find it hard to work through things on your own, ask a trusted friend, a pastor, a counselor, your primary care provider. All of these people would probably be able to help you. And at Intentional Life, I can help as well. So to learn more or to work more in depth through some of these points, contact me at info@intentionallifeconsults.com, and you can also check me out on the web at intentionallifeconsults.com. I hope this was useful for you. And again, if I can answer any questions or help you in any way, please let me know. Don't hesitate to reach out. And be sure to click follow or subscribe to stay connected. Have a good night, everyone, and a blessed week. Take care.